Can you define inflammation in a way that we can pull anybody off the street and say, this is what inflammation is, and they can understand it?
I love that you just asked that question in that way, because I think if any of us can explain inflammation really simply, it really makes health simple. And I don't think health was designed to be complicated. I don't think we need a doctorate or a PhD to figure out some just fundamentals. Of course, absolutely, doctors have their purpose and phenomenal value. I think as the driver of our body, I don't think it was designed to be that complicated. And I believe it could be simplified, and that's what I try and do the best at. So here goes for my definition of inflammation for anyone to understand. By the way, when I asked this question, I spoke at UCLA at the beginning of 2020, and I said, who's heard of inflammation? And everyone put their hands up. And I said, who can explain what it is? And just one or two people put their hands up. So I describe it as it's our immune system's reaction to what it perceives as an attack on the body, a potential threat. So that can be a physical threat or it can be a perceived threat. So a physical threat is something enters the body or we are exposed to something which is foreign or alien, is like an alien intruder. The immune system goes into defense. It's a very healthy immune response. It's there to protect us. If we didn't have it, we'd die. We've got to be grateful for our army of defenders, as I call it. And if something foreign enters the body, some kind of toxin, or again, we're exposed to something, that has the potential to create an inflammatory response. So what can that be? That might be something toxic in the food supply. It might be in the environment and beyond. And it might be something internal to the body. It could be an infection or something. It could be a parasite. Or it could be chronic stress, which we've often all heard that it's about 90% of illness is down to chronic stress, which is a perceived threat. It's like living in moderate fight or flight, as if we're trying to get away from a saber-toothed tiger. So that's my definition of inflammation.